Oh my gosh, it's a big night.
Hello.
What are we doing tonight? What's the big deal?
Well, so I had a series of mine selected for the Twin Cities Film Fest, and we're going to play episode 1. It was streaming only for the Film Fest, so people wanted to see it, and I said, well, it's not being screened at the Film Fest, it's being streamed online. They said, well, why don't we do a screening of our own?
Right.
And then
right
I had a woman who was in the series, or in the location of where the series was shot. It's about a homeless community. Come reach out to me to say that she gotten sober, gotten housing, and that she wants to share her story. So she's here tonight to share her story after we play the episode here at Canvas Convergence.
Canvas Convergence, right?
Park.
It's amazing here. And what should people know about this?
About this?
Well, this series. I mean, this has been a big deal. I mean, so one, my people have heard us talking about this as we've sent you out time after time
Oh,
to
yeah.
listen. This was a long process.
Yeah,
this wasn't
people
just
watching
like,
this have donated to Mickey. Some of that stuff you gave her went to me to go to these places.
Right. Right.
You know, I don't get too policy driven around like what we should do about this issue. It comes up all the time, and I have thoughts on it. But my priority was, what are your stories?
Yep.
And like what resources do you need? And what I can provide with a camera is a voice for them.
Yep.
So
a voice and a visual.
And an ear, right? Like I'll get your story out there and I'll listen to you. And sometimes I would turn the camera off because they just wanted someone to talk to. And it got really dark and personal, then it was like, you know, it wasn't meant for everyone to hear, and then I'd turn it off. But yeah, I gave them that kind of companionship and attention, which is really, I think, what a lot of them are seeking.
Yeah.
When they feel passed over and ignored, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna get to see it live tonight.
Yeah, we'll play episode 1.
Episode 1, and episode 1 has some highlights in it for me. What's your favorite part about episode 1?
Okay, so the first thing that came to mind, I mean, for whatever reason, was how at the end of the first episode you find out that the guy who's been showing me around the camp actually has an apartment.
Okay.
And it people get a lot of reactions to that, like, what? He's crazy, or
Yeah.
you know, but it shows like kind of the gravity of community, for good or for bad, right? Depends on the crowd you're in. And just there's a lot of reasons for why people live outside, and it's complicated.
It's complicated.
So I think any kind of answer to it is also multimodal.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think my favorite part is watching you as a storyteller.
Okay.
Kind of figure it out too.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you can hear as the episodes go forward, you can hear in your commentary that you're thinking about it too, just like us, the viewer.
Well, yeah. I mean, when I found that out about Andy is his name, then I was like, well, what's going on? You know, why is, you know, there's the questions I asked him, but then there's like the thoughts in the back of my head, like, why would a grown man with a family?
Yeah.
But there was a divorce, there was estrangement,
Right.
there was losing his job,
Yeah.
and so all these things added up to where he'd rather be here with the people that there was some escapism, but yeah, you kind of start asking yourself, and then you kind of get to the bottom of what's really going on. You keep digging. So it's the journalist in you.
It's the journalist in you.
Yeah.
Not the journalist in me.
But you have
to
balance, like, straight up, just give me the facts, you know,
Right.
versus empathetic ear.
Absolutely.
And so I try to, you know, not just be cold,
Right.
like just
Right.
the facts.
I feel like we should have just gone this way on our thing, so you could have been in this little elf house talking about homelessness.
Yeah, the location here
is pretty fantastic.
He's part of the story of tonight as well. And Sean will be discussing the studio and the great work that he does here and around the country, around the world actually. He's a world famous chalk artist, and he's done really well with that medium.
Yeah, well, congratulations.
Thanks, Mickey.
I'm always glad to see you, and we have a big difference in height, so I have to really zoom out to get both of us. All right, well, we'll see you later, and I will film the other parts. Bye, everybody. Thanks, Brandon.